When fate decides a troll must bow, Chieftain Narjak Firstborn told his cub. Agrog must carry the tribe now. Narjak has spoken. Slowly, Agrog looked up from the bloody mud. Agrog cannot. He is not ready. Narjak's gaze was like fog. Take care of them, cub. Them and him. Both. When fate decides, a troll must bow. shield the tribe and shield Noag. Those were Chieftain Narjak's last words to his cub Akrog after a ballista bolt from the Tusk Hunters pierced right through his chest. Fabled warrior, leader of the Moonkin Trolls, last of the mythical firstborn, killed by elven poachers. It was not only Narjak's heart the bolt impaled that day, but also that of the Moonkin tribe, weakened by the terrible blood-rot plague and decimated by the hunters. They had long been struggling for survival. With their mighty chieftain gone, the last ray of hope still shining was Noag, Akrog's younger sibling who had inherited Narjak's legendary power. The chieftain's wish for Akrog to succeed him surprised many kin, but it surprised Akrog most of all. True, he was a strong and honorable warrior, but far from the Moonkin's best. All he had was the peculiar gift to hear the voices of the dead, and an iron will to do right by his sire's last words. Was he ready for this? He could not say. Yet when the tribe demands, a troll must bow. And so Akrog found himself giving his first command as a chieftain to be. The Moonkin would travel to Mugwa's cradle, a shrine guarded by the Bonekin Trolls, to perform the Devouring, the sacred ritual where the new chieftain consumed the old chieftain's heart to take up his role. This story begins the day the Bruised tribe arrived at the cradle, where Akrog, joined by his mentor Grungwar and his trusted one Saska, ventured out to find a holy plant for the ritual, Mugwar's Tear. Little did Akrog know that the true trial of the Moonkin Trolls had just begun. No matter what the trolls may think of Chieftain Akrog, trust not the foul tusks who say he had everything given to him on a moon silver platter. All because his sire was chieftain before him. Oh no, little cubs. The hunger, the blood rot, the hunters. The Moonkin had become but a shadow, and in the span of a day, it became Akrog's calling to lead them back to Mugwa's light. The day he and his two companions went out to prepare Narjak's last rites would be but the beginning of his troubles.
Are these the ones?
Magwa's tears, the sacred plants, blessed by the goddess herself.
Pity she always cries in hard-to-reach places. It was a rotten pain to get here.
One blew Makrog to embalm the chieftain's corpse for the devouring. Harm not the others.
Akrog wants not to disrespect Mugwa, but why can they not pluck more? This is a Brittlebone ruin. If the Moonkin pluck them not, someone else will.
Akrog speaks true, but still, the laws demand it. These blooms are gifts from Mugwa to the sacred earth, and the only time a troll can rip them from the soil is for the rites.
Akrog understands. Akrog remembers hearing that the Brittlebones use these blooms too, no? The sharp-eared ones.
The elves It is true. They call them Lenya, and greedily tear them from the soil to use for their hexes. Typical lightling ways, if Grungwar is asked. They think themselves so much holier than the dark races. But in the end, all they do is take, and take.
Akrog has a question. If the blooms are so powerful, perhaps they could help with the blood rot. Surely Magua would understand.
Akrog's sire said the same thing.
He said that? When?
Oh, hundreds of moons ago. Back when the blood rot first showed. Akrog was still a little cub, and little Moonblood was not yet born. The eyes picked 3 blooms, and Shepherd Crumb brewed a potion from them. But it helped not. In truth, it only made the trolls that drank it worse.
Worse?
The hex power of the blooms is too strong, even for a troll's flesh.
All right.
And it is done. The bloom has been plucked.
Back to the cradle then? Before the big little oaf Noag goes mad with worry, thinking they tumbled off a cliff?
Akrog still thinks they should have taken Noag with them. It would have helped his dark thoughts.
Noag's gloom is the reason it would have been unwise to take him. Give him time to mourn. As the moon blood, and soon the same blood of the chieftain, he knows there will be little of that in the moons to come.
Grungwar speaks true. Let them march back. They have lost too much time already.
Wait, before they leave, Grungwar, well, Grungwar has an unusual wish. He would like to pluck a bloom for himself.
What for? The devouring?
No, it is... The Moonkin have been running for so long, Chieftain. Grungwar dreams that one day they will find a true home somewhere. A tribe camp to last, so to speak.
It is a beautiful idea, But what have Mugwa's tears to do with this?
Well, it may sound foolish, but Grungwa would like to hold on to that bloom and then plant it in the Moonkin's future tribe camp, like a totem of hope, to show how far the Moonkin have come. But the choice lies with Agrog. After all, it is against Mugwa's laws.
Can the bloom survive that long?
It can. Forget not, Agrog. These are no normal blooms, but ones that brim with Mugwa's hex power. Grungwa will need to take good care of it, of course.
Believes Grungwar truly that this tribe camp will ever exist?
To speak the truth, he knows not. But to use Chieftain Narjik's words, when a troll must choose between hope and fear, why choose the latter?
So he can be prepared.
One can prepare for the worst, while still hope for the best. Fear only darkens the mind.
Why is Grungwar asking for Akrog's blessing? Akrog is not chieftain yet.
Yet, by the next sun up, he will be.
Fine. Grungwar can pick it.
Grungwa thanks the chieftain. He...
There, old fur. His precious little bloom.
Zoska should not have done that. The blooms are sacred.
Well, Zaska just did, and he still stands here, looking as good as ever. Now, how about they leave this place?
Fine. Back to the cradle, then.
Grungwa is ready. What can he do for the tribe?
Can a troll not rest for a moment?
Grungwa is here.
Can Zaska help? Ready for action.
At his service. This looks interesting. What on Urgath is this?
Huh, what now?
That way.
More trouble?
That man's plan from the start.
What?
Is Trusted One all right?
He is.
This way?
He will lead the way. And it is open. Strange.
Maybe Zaramak could learn a thing or two from these ruins.
Brittle bone craftsmanship never brings anything good.
Destroy them!
He might be old, but his
Great.
tasks are
More
still
problems
sharp.
to smash.
But the stick is missing.
That should work. Let Grunwa take a closer look.
This
This looks interesting.
easy.
Going now.
What should he do?
What is needed of him? Bugs, look out! What can he do for the tribe?
They will regret this.
Manwa, help her sons.
For the Moon King! Dead.
Akrog is ready.
Zaska is listening. Let Zaska get a proper look.
Moving now. Let Akrog see.
The Moonkin cannot go through here.
True. But there is a hex stone. If they can kindle the...
There they are. Trusted One, Nerbak One Eye. What is he doing here?
looking for them. The Fat Bonekin chieftain was getting worried.
The tears were harder to find than they thought.
Cub Akrog, Nurbok will tell him one more time. The Moonkin should break off the devouring and move on. If they stay in this clearing for too long, the hunters will come for them.
Nerbok, they talked about this. The chieftain must be devoured, so Magua can pass on his power to the chosen chieftain. Narjok would want...
What Narjok would want is for the tribe to survive. But Nurbok has said his piece. It is clear the tribe would rather listen to a fresh tusk cobbling who hears voices in the wind.
Nerbok knows that Akrog wanted not to be chieftain. His sire, Narjak, chose this.
In his dying moments, with a big brittle bone throwing spike through his chest, he either chose Akrog because dying made him confused, or simply because Akrog was his cub. Nerbok knows not what is more pathetic.
Nerbok, it was the chieftain's word.
That makes it no less wrong.
The eyes have not seen hunters for 6 sundowns now. Nerbok really believes they are in danger?
The tribe is always in danger, and they will never be safe. Not as long as the Tusk Hunters are out there. Not as long as the blood rot takes warrior after warrior and kills their cubs before they are born. Not as long as there is never enough to eat.
A true ray of sunshine.
No one asked for Small Tusk's opinion.
Narjak was Akrog's sire. If anyone knows what he would have wanted, it is Akrog.
What? Has Akrog become a lightling now, where blood ties matter more than one's tribe? It is true, Akrog is Narjak's cub, but that makes him no closer to Narjak than any other kin.
Nerbok speaks true, Akrog. He may be Narjak's cub and feel a strong bond to him, but a cub belongs to the tribe, regardless of his sire. That is what Magwa's laws demand.
There. Listen to Grungwar.
Sire Narjak was the last firstborn of the Trolls, and the greatest chieftain there ever was. He deserves to leave this world with honor.
Zazka could not agree more.
If everyone got what they deserved, every worker would have their own iron beak. Make no mistake, Nurbok treasured Narjak like he treasures Grungwar. But Narjak was a great chieftain because he put others first. Surely Akrog knows that, after what his sire did for Nurbok and Akrog both.
Akrog knows, Nerbok. But what honor have the trolls left if they let these rotten brittle bones crush even their most sacred traditions? Now, can Nerbok kindle the Hexstone?
He can. Oh, and Zaska Small Tusk?
What?
Nurbok knows the Small Tusk has been scheming. He will keep an eye on him.
Then how will he see where he is going?
What was Nerbok talking about? About Zazka scheming?
Scheming makes it sound very bad. He will tell Trusted One Akrog after the devouring.
Kin should not have secrets from each other, Zaska.
And Grungwar would know all about that, no?
Akrog is listening.
Ready for action.
What is Agrog waiting for? They need to bring the tears to the Bonekin.
Why would Nurbok accuse Zazka of scheming?
Ask him himself. The small tusk is standing right there.
And he was about to say the same thing. Akrog, Zaska will tell him after the devouring. Now is not the time.
Fine. That bear, Nurbok crushed it?
Nurbok crushed it, but it was already hurt when he came here.
Maybe a Bonekin hunter killed it then.
Or a brittle bone.
Anuk's eyes have scouted the jungle. They say there is no one in sight, neither Brittlebone nor Greenskin.
True. Well, it will be a good meal for the ill and wounded. Nurbok will take it back to the tribe.
A wise idea. Best ask Crumb who needs it most.
Akrog will leave now. Will Nurbok join the devouring?
He will. But there is something else he has to look into first.
Sharp tusks and thick hide, then.
Head towards certain doom. Sure, why not?
What on Urgath is this? He is going. Why is here? Why must they plague the Moonkin? Grangwa can help. Grangwa is ready. May Mother curse them.
Can a troll not rest for a moment?
What is this?
What is
Moving
needed
on.
of him?
Something about this jungle always makes Akrog's hide crawl.
The blood drop in the cradle. It is full of Magwa's power, making life and plants flourish all around.
Pity all that power does beak shit to keep the hunters and slavers away.
Is something wrong, Zaska?
No, of course not.
Vaughn. at his service.
By the holy hide, if it is not chosen chieftain Akrog Blood Hexer. Cabrax was about to ask the bones if something happened to them.
Chieftain Cabrax, Magua prays. It is true, finding the tears was harder than they thought. The Brittlebone ruin was swarming with bugs.
Good for the tears, bad for the many Brittlebone treasure hunters who searched them. Ha! Come, show him. Ah, good. Very good. Mugwa will be pleased. Now all they need is a tooth.
A sacred pierce stick. The Bonekin have none of their own.
Oh, of course they do. But the Moonkin will need to shape their own for their sacrifice.
Speaking of the sacrifice, has the Moonkin's bloodgiver arrived yet? Anuk? When Akrog left to find the tears, the Moonkin Eye Master said he could not be found.
Oh, he has arrived, it is true, a few hours ago. He wanted to be alone with his prayers, though, so Cabrax let him and his trusted one into the shrine. Cabrax understands, of course. Being a bloodgiver is a great honor, but it may not feel that way right now.
Akrog still understands not why the bones chose Anuk. The Moonkin need all the healers they can get, and his trusted one will be crushed.
Grangwa told Akrog, the bones are the will of Magua, and when she decides, the kin obeys.
Elder Grungwa said it, but Cabrax will speak long prayers for his trusted one.
Oh, splendid. That solves the problem.
Zaska, show respect.
Are the sacrifices truly necessary? The Moonkin have lost so many kin already, especially after the last hunter attack. It feels like a sin to kill another, even for the devouring.
Cabrax understands, Akrog. But without the blood sacrifice, the Bone King cannot summon Mugwa's cub. And without the cub as a river for her hex power, they cannot give the chieftain's power to the chosen chieftain. It is a great price, but a troll must pay it.
Akrog understands. He will talk to him once Cabrax allows them into the shrine.
Akrog should. Itzkar, the Bonekin Bloodgiver, would like to speak with him too, but they will cross that swamp when they come to it.
How can they shape a tooth? Grungwar said it. It is a sacred weapon.
Just like how the Moonkin shape their other weapons. All Akrog must do is find a hexed brittlebone weapon, scrap it, then have the Moonkin Master Scrapper use the parts to shape the tooth.
Can they not use the Bonekin's tooth? The Moonkin have no time.
No. If the Moonkin want the Bonekin to do the devouring, they must respect the tradition.
All right. Akrog meant no disrespect. Where can they find a hexed brittlebone weapon, though?
Oh, there are many places in this jungle. But Cabrax believes he heard the Moonkin's master scrapper, Zaramok, speak of a brittlebone hideout up north.
His name is Zeramak. But good, Akrog will speak to him. Oh, and Chieftain Cabrax. Akrog is not chieftain yet, but he still thanks Cabrax in the name of the tribe. He knows many Bonekin wanted not the Moonkin so close to their shrine, with the hunters and the blood rot. Cabrax took a risk helping them, and Akrog will not forget it.
Look at that! The cub has his sire's silver tongue.
No, Akrog means it. Only the Bonekin can do the devouring. If not for Cabrax, Narjak would never find his way into the moonlit river, and Akrog could never be blessed with Narjak's strength.
True, true. But Narjak was not only a great chieftain, but also the last firstborn troll. To give him his last rites is a great honor. And as for the fool tusks afraid of catching the blood rot, what they need most is a fat fist to the face. They should know the rot cannot be passed from one troll to another, and be glad the Bonekin were mostly spared. Now off with Akrog. That tooth will not shape itself.
So be it. Sharp tusks and thick hide, Chieftain Cabrax.
Zaska help?
All right. To the tribe camp.
They should look for Noak too. Let them hope he has done nothing silly.
They will.
Let Akrog see.
What can he do?
What is it that Warrior Nog needs?
Well, he feel foolish to ask.
Just speak.
Well, Tamer Julog, he say anything about Nog?
Like what?
Well, there is no good way to say it. Talag, Julog's trusted one. Nog there when hunters kill him.
Talig. Akrog remembers. That was many moons ago, was it not?
It is true, but Nog still remembers all too clearly. Talag fight like a true warrior, and Nog by his side. But then the hunters get too many, and Nog gets scared and run. He even hear Talag scream as the hunter untusk him and... Well, no matter. Nog want to ask Akrog if Julog would forgive him if he apologized for leaving Talag. Akrog has the gift of spirits, so he can know thoughts of the tribe, no?
Akrog cannot read thoughts.
No? But he is blessed by Mugwa, and...
All the Gift of Spirits does is make him sleep badly and hear voices in the wind. And even if the gift would allow Akrog to read thoughts, he would not do it. A troll's thoughts are his own. Nog should just tell Julog he is sorry after the devouring. Let Julog decide whether to forgive him or not.
Nogsi. Akrog is right. He must ask and hope for the best. Sometimes that is all a troll can do.
Narg speaks true. Now sharp tusks and thick hide. Akrog must prepare the devouring.
Sharp tusks and thick hide. What should he do?
Grunwa is here.
What? Oh, chosen chieftain Elder Grafer. Mugwa prays.
Magua prays.
Hello to Julog too.
Are the beaks well?
Well, most are, but Zekil and Urak starve. Crumb gave them some herbs against hunger. fine. They are still restless. How goes the devouring? The sooner the Moonkin can move on, the better.
They are still preparing it. Sharp tusks and thick hide, Julog.
Sharp tusks and thick hide.
What can he do for the tribe? Ah, chieftain back! Good, good. What he need?
How are the scrap stocks of the Moonkin? Have the scrappers found enough to make up for what the Moonkin lost during the attack?
Zeramak can speak true?
Always.
Then, no, they not made up. Lost many scrappers that day. Nilak, Pengpek, Dookie. Terrible day for the Moonkin. Terrible day.
Terrible day it was.
But they trying. I, Master Anug, say their brittle-bone battlefield up right from cradle. They have many scrap.
Maybe Zaska can help. He is small and has good eyes. Maybe he can find some...
No, Zaska. Scrappers enough.
All right.
Akrog is chosen chieftain, not chieftain. Not until the devouring has been done.
Ah, chosen chieftain, chosen, chieftain. Same thing. Zeramak no good with twisty words, so he call Akrog chieftain like Narjak now. Less head hurt later.
A fair choice.
Akrog needs Zeramak to shape something. To crush things.
What he need? Ah, chieftain back. Good, good. What?
The Moonkin need to craft a tooth. Can Zeramak help with that?
Tooth? For eating?
No. The holy weapon for the devouring. They have the pointy end, they just need a brittle bone pierce stick with hex power. Kabrak said the scrappers found a brittle bone hideout up north.
Ah, the cave, true. It locked, but the scrappers find shiny metal to open it. Here, how it called? A key. The scrappers went in already.
Not yet,
Because there are Erics and other creatures. But Chieftain and Grungmore strong. They can squish them. Maybe they take little Moonblood too? He's so strong.
maybe. Speaking of Little Blood, has Zeramak seen him?
Bit ago he have, but not now. Maybe he sleep in shelter?
Akrog will look. Either way, they will be back with the brittlebone pierce stick. Zeramak should stay ready.
He will. Oh, and Slig? Best ask now.
The chosen chieftain might be able to help Slig, if he has time. Just come and talk to him when he can.
Akrog is ready.
Moving on.
All right. Zeramak said the cave is to the north.
If he
And let
gets
them keep
through
an
this,
eye out for the...
Gorag
Trusted
promises
one
never
gets
to
used to the
insult
chieftain and
Kresik
speak
again.
quite quickly.
As he
If he
should.
just wants a moon.
Let Grungwa take a closer look.
Ah, Grorek. Grorek.
Oh, sorry.
No need to be excused. But how is...
Not yet, chosen chieftain. Kresik still has a fever.
Is his sickness...
Grorag hopes
It is kind of
it is no trouble. He would do the same.
a curse on the blood rot.
He looks so peaceful, no? He's still...
Let us hope Kresik is fortunate to have Groreg here with him.
Grorag thanks the chosen chieftain.
What is this?
There. How feel better. Speak.
The brittle-bone stab stick missed the heart. In a few sundowns,
Good.
Elder Grungwar, chosen chieftain Akrog, hunters Aska,
Mugwa prays. Shepherd, how are the wounded?
Not well. Nagak and Tap will not live to see the next.
Might not. But
Sometimes a bit of hope and trust is enough to heal the worst of wounds.
almost. The Bonekin need a few...
Very well. Let Crumb know if he can help.
Tell Akrog. Has Crumb seen Little Blood? No,
Strange. No, Crumb has seen him not. But he was very upset about their sire the whole day. Poor Noag. He still thought Ken lived forever.
Akrog will see.
He should. Though this would have happened one day. Kin dies. And even though a troll should treat every moonkin as kin, it is no secret that the death...
Either way, they need to find...
No, but he is sure he...
All right. Sharp tusks and thick hide, Crumb.
In that direction, Grungwa is ready.
Let Akrog see.
At his service. The tribe must survive!
What
For the Moon King!
more trouble?
The blood for the tribe!
Can Zaska help?
Let Grungwa take a closer look. Destroy them!
What is this?
Should be Nerbok. Akrok too young. He... Oh. Chosen chieftain.
Interesting.
Ibrak, Kutuk. The blood for the tribe for the blood.
Elder Greyfur, chosen chieftain Akrog, the blood hunter Zaz.
I Kutuk. I Brek. How wonderful to see them.
What are they doing out here? Scouting.
I, Master Anug, tell them about strange sparkles in the jungle, so they go see.
Is nothing here, though.
Akrog heard them speak about him. Ibrak thinks Nerbok should have been chosen chieftain, and not Akrog.
He must hear wrong.
Well, that is enough to convince Zaska.
Shut up, small tusk, or Ibrak will make ugly face even uglier.
Kin harms kin not. Now speak true, or stay silent.
What he want Ibrak to say if they heard all?
Nothing. But Akrog will say this. Akrog is chosen chieftain because Sire Narjak chose him, not because he wants it. Make this not harder than it is.
Ibrak knows. And he's sorry. He no disrespect Akrok. It is just the Moonkin lost so many. They cannot lose more.
Trust Akrog. He knows. And once he is chieftain, he will do everything he can to make sure they do not. Now, another question. Have they seen Little Blood? Noak. He is not in the tribe camp.
He not? They see someone go through bushes up north, but they think it one of Zaramak's scrappers. Now that Akrog say it, he probably too tall for scrapper.
Tall sounds about right. Let them hope he did nothing foolish. Strange sparkles. What meant, Anuk?
Ibrak and Kutuk asked themselves the same thing. He say the air wavy, like over a fire.
Grungwar, any idea what that could be?
Maybe hex power. Hard to say.
Green spot mushrooms, maybe. They make the nearby air wavy.
Could be. It is true.
Speaking of Eye Master Anuk, where is he? He was not in the camp.
East of the cradle with few others. They say Crumb's beaks find nest of araks out there. Good for eating.
What sorts?
Kutuk no sure.
Let them pray to Magua. They are blood fiends then. Their flesh is the most nourishing.
All right, they will leave now. There are many things.
Sharp tusks and thick hide.
What is needed of him? Grungwar is ready.
The wrong tribe.
Grungwar will slow them down. Power needed.
What should he do? They will regret this.
What can he
Ready
do
for
for the
action.
tribe?
Akrog is listening. Let Akrog see.
Can a troll not rest for a moment? This way?
Bloodburn. That was the name of the hex plague that had caused the rot 600 moons ago. It came from a land far across the water, and its bite was felt by the races in different ways. Elves were barely affected. Brittlebones died slowly. Greenskins quickly and brutally. The bloodburn was weaker on Urgath, but it affected...
All right. A tiny pierce stick with hex power, Gabrak said. Let them find it.
And keep their crush sticks ready. Zeramak said there were beasts.
Zazka is listening. Let him at them.
For the Moon King!
They will not get away from Zazka.
Magua, slow their enemies. Afraid of an old troll. They let it be.
What now? More trouble?
Enemies killed a hero!
At his service. Grungwar will not fight without him.
Even the worms would not eat such a beast. Can Zazka help?
Akrog is ready.
Destroy them! May Magua guide his hands.
Go join the worm.
Blood for the tribe! They should die What should he do? The tribe must survive! Akrog is ready.
What is that?
On his way.
Head towards certain doom? Sure, why not? Going now. There. So many shiny things.
Grimoire has any idea who lived here? Hunters?
Nah. They hunt for the shiny things, so they would not leave them here. Maybe robbers. Brittlebones who crush and steal from other Brittlebones. Let Grimoire take a closer look.
It will not open.
Should they just smash it?
That might break the shiny things in there. Let them look for a key.